Greetings folks, welcome to the Spankey Guitar YouTube channel. I will be doing some further upgrades to my Epiphone Les Paul Custom. And I'm not sure how old some of you guys out there watching these videos are, but some of you may have recalled a show called Pimp My Ride, where they take an old beater vehicle and put some expensive parts and upgrading that car into something that it didn't start out to be. Um, with that in mind, I'm going to be doing something similar to this Les Paul here. This is my made in Japan Epiphone Les Paul, like I said, custom. Now this one, I'm nearly done the project. It's been I've been slowly upgrading its parts here and there. Just taking my time. For starters, most of you may have seen my other video where I've done the pickup swap. These ones are vintage PAFs, Timshaws, that are now reaching close to $1,000 a set. So these sound, pretty good in my mind, in my ears. Now, what I want else to do is, first, I also changed the pick guard. So here's the other pick guard. This is the original one. This is a Gibson. It fit right on, and the Gibson is actually just slightly thicker than the made in Japan pick guard or scratch plate. And these ones are just cosmetic. And this last night I took off the original truss rod cover and put on a real Gibson Les Paul Custom truss rod cover. And the reason I'm making this video is to kind of give, if you guys want to do this on your own, I just want to give a couple hints, because the holes barely match up. What you have to do is, what I did to this one was, I got my soldering iron, and before it gets red hot, as it's warming up, is just put it in the hole behind and just slowly make this hole a little bit bigger, because the spacing needs to be shorter. And so as you can see, you can't even tell that I did that to this one. I have no light in this room at all, but so yeah, there's no remnants that I did that modification, but that's what you have to do there. And the next modification I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the tuners. This come off of a real Gibson custom. These are the Grover tuners, and these ones are made in Japan. I was originally just going to leave these ones on because there's absolutely nothing wrong with these. But as you can see here, there is the Grovers compared to the stock ones. You can see these ones are sort of pitted and, aged. That it even looks good like that with an aged look. But this one, the Grovers are just nice and shiny and smooth. So I think I'm not sure if they'll swap or if they'll pop right in the holes, or if I'll have to widen. I may have to widen them with a 1/4 inch or a drill bit. And further, I want to swap out the bridge. And as you can see, there's the post here, the threaded post. And I bought a couple of extra ABR ones. So I have a silver one, a gold one. This thing is a magnet here, and so sometimes when you want to determine what material, if you got steel or brass, so the magnet's not attaching to the stop bar or any of these. So I guess these may be brass or aluminum, maybe. Definitely not stainless steel. See how that picks up. And on the tuner, there's nothing. It's not picking up anything there. Magnet's not picking up anything there. Oh, actually, slightly on the ring. But anyhow, yeah. So I guess the reason I bring that up is the bridges in 1950s, they used brass bridges, and then over the years Gibson changed to stainless steel ABR ones, and same with the saddles. The geometry of the saddles became less robust, but the early 50s, the saddles were a little larger. And so I guess in trying to get that old 1950s tone, these are just some small things to consider. I'm not trying to get that 59 tone. You know, I just like experimenting. PAFs, those sound good. But I do want to change. So as you can see, this is a Gibson ABR 1. And this will just barely fit on as well. It's not like a made in China Epiphone where the Gibson bridge, the posts definitely do not line up at all. But on the made in Japans, they almost fit. And what you have to do is you have to drill out the holes just slightly. So you could see here, I have just a little bit of metal shavings already drilled out of this, and on this side, here and here. And I would drill on this side so you don't mess up the finish on this side. So you just bring your bit all the way as close as you can to this top. And now I've already fitted this on here, and this is going to fit right on because underneath here are threads. So you can either drill this out, make the holes a little bigger, or you could sort of sand the threads down. But I don't recommend doing that. I would recommend drilling these holes a little bigger. So now this guy's going to fit on no problem. And I'm just going to run a couple of quick chords the way this guy is sitting with stock bridge, stock tuners. And it's not going to be a huge difference because I'm going to put new strings on it. I'm actually going to put these made in Japan strings that I got with the guitar, because I have an extra set I want to keep for sort of a souvenir. I don't need 2 packs, so I'm going to use these guys and go from there. Okay, so I took the strings off. I just conditioned the fretboard again. I think the last time I did that was a few months ago. So I'm going to, like I said, change the strings. And I just wanted to mention something. The inlays. It's kind of bright here. Maybe if I block the light. I'm not sure if this is real mother of pearl that they used in Japan back in the 90s and early 2000s. Like this is a 2000 Epi. But in person, these inlays are something to behold. They are very, very beautiful, and it's unlike it's not like the ones that I have in my other Gibsons. These are very beautiful, iridescent inlays. And it's almost like they move. You can see the things moving inside like water or the sky. That's just because of the iridescence and the different colors inside them. But anyhow, I just thought I wanted to quickly mention that. Very beautiful. And so along with the bridge here, if you guys seen my other videos, I've mentioned this before, but these posts here that the bridge sits on, usually there's a bushing. Actually, I think there is a small bushing in here, but this type of appointment is only found on the more expensive Gibson Historics and the reissues. All the other Gibsons I have don't have this this post drilled into the body. There's usually a big bushing like here, like that. So then this will screw into there. But with this being separate and part of the wood, you get more of resonance. So some of you may have heard me say that before. But here I am actually putting a real Gibson ABR one on. Here is the stock. Says BRBGEG. And I don't have a scale, but they're about the same weight. But you can see the Gibson is much more shiny, and the saddles on the Gibson are a little more bigger and wider. Not by much, but anyhow, so like I said, I drilled out the hole slightly, just not very much. And look, now it fits straight on. Straight on good. And so like I said, you could either I don't recommend shaving these threads down because you need to get your thumb wheels on, but you could still shave the threads down slightly with the thumb wheels still able to catch, but not a good idea. So just do what I did if some of you are contemplating doing this. So yeah, that will fit on there. And I took out one of the original. Most of the tuners are still in here, but I took out one, and I wanted to show the difference between these two. It's hard to do this with only one hand, but the Grovers are definitely bigger. I don't know if you guys see, if you guys can really see that or not. But it's much here. The height of the Grover is taller than the height of the Made in Japan. But here I was saying, remember I was saying it says Made in Japan. See, that looks really nice. That's why I didn't want to change them. Looks pretty cool. But now that I do realize these Grovers are in fact more, with them being with the gears being bigger, these are going to hold your tuning much more stable, because they're just you know, bigger and stronger. There really wasn't a pressing need to change them, but like I said, these ones came off of a real Gibson Custom, so I might as well stay on track since I'm pimping out this Epi Les Paul, Gibson PAFs, Gibson bridge. There's actually a real Gibson truss rod inside underneath the board. There's a real Gibson truss rod underneath this cover. I showed that to you guys before, or to some of my other viewers. And let me flip this guy around. So I'm not gonna I don't need to do any modifications. This was the old one, Made in Japan, and here's the Grover. It fits perfectly, the hole. I don't need to do any sort of drilling or anything to it. And I guess there's another here's another view of how much bigger the Grovers are. So I'm gonna add a lot of stability to the tuners, to the strings. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll check back in once all the work is done. So I'm just continuing on with installing the Grover tune machine heads. On the right here we have three. I put three on. On the left I still got to take these ones off, but I just wanted to mention quickly the way you could tell a quality built instrument is one by the position of the placement of the machine heads and tuners. If they line up, that means you know, somebody took their time in designing the position of these things. And typically a well-built instrument will have the tuners will line up. So here's the Japan side. This is just a straight edge, you could use anything, but as you can see they all line up pretty good. Sometimes on other not so good instruments these things will be all over the place. And so again here on the Grover side, they're all perfectly straight as well. So I just thought I'd mention that. There's a slight change in plan, folks. I just came back from my local guitar shop, Long and McQuaid, and I went and picked up some strings. I usually have an extra set or an extra few sets laying around, but I'm a bit hesitant on using these ones that came with the guitar, the Japan, just because I've never used them before. Maybe, I don't know if they're good quality. They kind of look, I don't know if those are worth using or not. So I'm just going to go with my tried and true Ernie balls and get this thing laced up. So there we have it, folks. I would consider this 90% pimped out Les Paul, upgraded Gibson real ABR 1 bridge, real Gibson tuners. So this thing is actually looking pretty sharp now. I do like the new appointments and the liveliness it gives the guitar. And I did reuse the stop bar, so I may change that out later down the road, but for now it's good. And so yeah, it wouldn't be a true pimped out Epiphone unless it had a limited edition medallion. Gotta have that. That's the neck. pretty much it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't, but at least you got to listen to some vintage PAF Gibson pickups into a modified Epiphone Les Paul Custom. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this, with the outcome of the upgraded Epiphone Les Paul. And I hope some of you guys are able to do some of these same mods that I have done, and you'll definitely be a happy individual, that's for sure. So as usual, please subscribe if you like the content, like the guitars and gear, and we'll see you at the next upload. Thanks for watching.